Welcome to the special town board meeting on Tuesday, June 26th. Please rise and salute the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Emergency exits are to my right, behind the town attorney, and also the door you came in. Roll, please.
Councilwoman Samoji? Here. Councilman Morris?
Here.
Councilman Gutierrez?
Here.
Councilwoman Doyle? Here. And Supervisor Brody?
Here. We're here to discuss the Greystone proposed group home on Falling Road. There are representatives from Greystone, I believe. Could you please go to the podium? And our videographer has a microphone, so if anyone has any public comment at this time, he will give you the microphone and you can say what what you'd like to say. Is there any public comment? Any questions? No? Okay, Scott?
Well, just for the record, did you want to address any of the issues that were raised at the public hearing? This is not a public hearing anymore, but still open comment period. So
no, we're doing our, we've gotten a lot of information since Thursday night, and we're looking into all of it. That's the best I can say right now.
Okay. So the town board, as we have discussed, has a brief opportunity to take action on this, and you have a 40-day window which commenced upon the town's receipt on May 23rd of the notice of the intent to establish this facility. And state law is very clear about what your opportunity is and what you can and what you cannot do. So if you take no action within that 40-day period, it's essentially a default acceptance. But either way, the sponsoring agency can proceed to develop the facility at that spot if you take no action. Otherwise, you can approve the site, which has been recommended by the agency, just by approving it by resolution, which you can do tonight. You can suggest one or more suitable sites within the town that can accommodate the facility. So you can't say it's not a good site, you shouldn't be allowed to build there. If you say that, you've got to provide the sponsored agency an alternative location or locations for which they could then put their location, their facility, and they have an opportunity following that to review that site for suitability. Or you can object to the establishment because of an overconcentration of similar facilities in the town or in the neighborhood, such that the overconcentration would affect the nature or character of the area, such that it would be substantially altered. So, as part of the process for their site selection with the state agency, OMRDD, they did provide to the town a list of existing sites within the town that are operated by any agency which falls under the definition. I don't believe you have any other facilities in the town, so these are all other facilities that are operated by other agencies or other entities. So you have that, and the cases are quite clear and long-standing about the town's ability to just say no without any substantial evidence in the record to back up a denial, particularly on an overconcentration issue. So you're really looking at either taking no action or approving the site. I don't believe, based upon what I've seen and what I've heard, that you have an overconcentration argument that you can make. But if you feel that you want to reject the site, you've got to propose an alternative site to them during this 40-day window. I know that we've heard some issues that they're exploring about the logistics of the property, about the potential safety issues of the property. But right now, those are private due diligence matters that are beyond this town board's jurisdiction, just like any buyer or seller is contracting to buy a house. That's between them, and the town doesn't have jurisdiction over that. Ultimately, the state does have some control because they have to issue a license and an operating certificate to the entity to run the facility there. And I would have to believe, I don't think anyone here is from the state tonight, is that correct? You're from the state? I don't believe that the state would issue a license or an operating certificate if they felt that there were legitimate safety issues or concerns with the property. But again, that's not your jurisdiction, it's their jurisdiction. So that's what you're facing tonight. You do have a resolution for your consideration which accepts the site. It would have to be introduced and seconded like any other resolution. You can have a discussion before, during, and after. If you want to take no action, you can even introduce it and then table it. And then again, next Monday, the 40 days will have lapsed, and they can proceed if they choose. Now, maybe based upon what they've heard and they're investigating, maybe they're having second thoughts or may reconsider. But again, that's not our issue at this particular time. So if you have any questions about the process, I mean, this is a long-standing process implemented by the state many years ago. It's been tried and tested, and the law has been upheld, and the intention is for these facilities to be treated as a single-family home, which they are for zoning purposes, and the courts have been very careful to accommodate the intent of that law when it was first enacted.
I wasn't at the last meeting, but I did watch the telecast.
Live?
Sorry if that was creepy. But I did hear all the concerns. I understand that you are doing some additional work. We have until July 2nd to take action, and I would recommend we just allow for additional public comment, allow for additional whatever other due diligence you need to do, and take the full time allotted to us. That would be my recommendation.
So to take no action?
I mean, unless we discover something that needs action taken.
Well, I have a couple of questions. You said clearly we have very specific opportunities as a town board to make any additions or amendments, or to ask politely, I guess we could say, for them to hear some of the concerns that came up, and one of them was for a circular drive rather than a pulling up straight in and a straight parking lot, but rather a circular drive. I don't know if you've looked into that, or if it's possible for you to allay some fears that that's going to be a lot of beeping as the vehicles back out.
Yeah, sure. Actually, we thought that was a great idea, the circular driveway. We just didn't put it in the plan because we had put it in prior homes, and people didn't like it. The other thing that we didn't make clear is we don't have any vehicles that beep, that back up, nor do we have buses that will be coming to pick these people up. We're going to transport them ourselves to their day hat programs.
In normal passenger vehicles, similar to
we buy
what we-
Toyota Siennas.
Okay, so there's nothing unusual about the vehicles
Right.
that'll be coming in and out. The other issue that was brought up was the impact on the budget, and I saw somewhere, maybe you emailed,
Yeah,
that you were
emails.
willing to take on the emergency services portion of your tax bill that
Exactly.
would have been paid, but you were exempt from it, so you
Right.
are voluntarily willing to provide that.
Yep.
So when you said emergency services, I just wondered if you could be a little more clear about what portion of that, because we have fire district taxes,
So fire,
Amenia Fire,
Yeah.
and the ambulance as well.
ambulance.
So those are two big ticket items.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I just want to make
No,
sure.
our
So
CEO
you'll
is very
prorate that
favorable.
portion of your tax bill and figure out what that would
Yeah,
have been.
exactly.
In,
Yeah, we'll put that in writing too.
okay.
What is the mechanism for them to pay those taxes if they're exempt?
They're just donating the money, right?
Correct,
There's-
yeah, yes.
We can't send them a tax
It's-
bill, but
Is it a pilot?
They made it clear that they would not enter into a pilot agreement. It's a voluntary payment, so it would be a contribution, just like you said. They can compute what that would be and send it as a contribution to the town.
Okay.
The way I see it, we have two viable options. We can either do nothing, in which case it'll just become a fact without our doing anything, or we can vote for it. I'm comfortable doing either one, but I don't see that we have anything else that we can possibly do under the circumstances. We don't have any other alternative sites that we have proposed, that we haven't done any research on that. And it's not an overabundance of facilities in the town. So I don't think we have any choice except to just do one or the other. We don't have four alternatives here, just two.
Agreed, and I think the only reason I would advocate for the former and not the latter in your scenario there is just the extra couple of days we get in case something comes up, allows us time to handle it. That's the only.
I don't know that that's going to make any difference, whether there's more time or not. It's not going to change the fact that we just have two alternatives. So,
Would you, you're not looking to schedule another special meeting on the 2nd to take action at this point in time, right?
No.
And you're just looking at either, if something comes up and you had to convene something, you would?
That's, yeah. I mean,
That's what
the
you're suggesting,
community.
okay.
The other, I mean, even though the chances may be small, if they decide to withdraw their plans, that's another reason why we. but-
Well, there's nothing...
Well, they could do that
They could do
beyond the
that
40
anyway.
days. They could do it anyway, anytime.
they have plenty of information now that they didn't have before, and they may rethink it, but, it's up to them. That's their business, not ours.
Agreed? Any other questions for the? Anybody have any other questions for the gentleman?
No.
Okay. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
So, if you don't want to take action, I think you can make a statement to that effect, or there's nothing to table yet because it wasn't introduced. I don't know that you should introduce it just for purposes of tabling it. If you're just not going to take action, don't introduce it. But you can come to that decision as a board unless someone chooses to make a motion in a second, and then it is going to be out there for a vote tonight. Otherwise, as we've discussed, Monday is the 2nd, and it's unlikely you'll reconvene by then, and they'll be able to proceed in any event at that point in time.
I'll make the motion
To
approve.
approve it?
do you need to pass this resolution?
Press the resolution.
Pass the resolution.
I
So
second
there-
it because I think that the resolution itself lays out some of the information that would be helpful for the public record.
Do you want to read it?
What's the number?
33.
Resolution number 33 of 2018, determination regarding proposed Greystone Programs, Inc., individual residential alternative at 9 Fulton Road. Whereas the town of Amenia received a notice on May 23, 2018 from Greystone Programs, Inc., which is a letter of intent to develop a home as an individual residential alternative at 9 Fulton Road, parcel grid number 13440-6364-03-037089 for 6 individuals with developmental disabilities. And whereas the town board of the town of Amenia has 40 days pursuant to section 41.34 of the New York State Mental Hygiene Law to approve the site recommended by the sponsoring agency, suggest one or more suitable sites within its jurisdiction which could accommodate such a facility, or object to the establishment of the above-mentioned facility or kind described by the sponsoring agency, because to do so would result in such a concentration of community residential facilities for the disabled in the municipality or in the area in proximity to the site selected, that the nature and character of the areas within the municipality would be substantially altered. And whereas on June 7, 2018, at a regular meeting of the Town Board, representatives of Greystone Programs, Inc. made a presentation to the Town Board regarding the proposed individual residential alternative. And whereas on June 21, 2018, at a regular meeting of the Town Board, a public hearing was held. Representatives of Greystone Programs, Inc. were present, and all interested parties were given an opportunity to be heard. Now therefore be it resolved that pursuant to New York State Mental Hygiene Law, Section 41.34C1D, the Town Board of the Town of Amenia hereby approves such individual residential alternative at 9 Fallen Road, Amenia, New York, 12501, parcel grid number 134,400-6364-03-037089 for 6 individuals with developmental disabilities. And be it further resolved that the town clerk be and is hereby authorized, with the assistance of the attorney to the town, to provide a copy of this resolution to Greystone Programs, Inc. and the Office of the Commissioner of the New York State Office of Persons with Developmental Disabilities. I made the motion.
Second. We're changing it.
There was a second
There
already.
was already a second. Michelle, there was already a second.
There was a second already? Oh, I didn't hear.
Yeah. Well,
Councilwoman.
do you want to have any further
Is there
discussion?
any discussion?
Yeah. Okay.
Councilwoman Smoji?
Yes.
Councilman Morris?
Yes.
Councilman Gutierrez?
Yes.
Councilwoman Doyle?
Yes.
Supervisor Party?
Abstain?
Motion carries.
Can I just, if you continue with your due diligence and you decide to withdraw from that, you would let the town know, just know? Okay,
Yeah,
all right.
I'll keep in touch.
And you'll, if you proceed, you'll submit in writing confirmation that you will provide for the emergency services compensation? I know there's an email to that effect, but if you can put that on letterhead, that'd be great.
Sure.
Okay.
No problem.
And to
Also-
specify both of those items?
Yes.
Yeah, because they're separate.
And best of luck.
And pardon?
Best of luck.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
Congrats.
I know this is tough. We'll see what happens. But we're looking at all the information presented to us, and there's some more that's coming.
Could you please come to the microphone?
I'll just say that we're looking at all the information that was presented to us last Thursday, as well as there's some additional information coming in the mail to my attention at the office. And we'll look at that closely. Thank you.
And also, you'll be in touch with our code enforcement officer
Oh, absolutely.
to make sure that everything is done appropriately,
Right.
because he's also our floodplain manager,
Okay.
and there are certain procedures and regulations that need to be followed for any property that there's been any flooding.
Okay. Absolutely. Right, thanks.
Okay, other matters? I believe we have a resignation.
You want to take it tonight?
Yes.
Earlier this evening, we received an email from Dave Reagan stating that he's resigning from the position on the Conservation Advisory Commission and also position as chairman of the committee. I've enjoyed working with this commission for several years, and most of all with the very good people who have also served on the commission with me. Many thanks to the several Amenia town boards that I've worked with for giving me the chance to serve, and it's signed Dave Reagan.
Make a motion that we accept Dave Reagan's resignation from the CAC with regret.
I second.
Yeah. Councilwoman Simoji?
Yes.
Councilman Morris?
Yes.
Councilman Gutierrez?
Yes.
Councilwoman Doyle?
Yes.
Supervisor Party?
Yes. Make a motion to authorize the town clerk to advertise for the opening on the CAC and also for historian, which we haven't filled yet.
I second.
Councilwoman Smoji?
Yes.
Councilman Morris?
Yes.
Councilman Gutierrez?
Yes.
Councilwoman Doyle?
Yes.
And Supervisor Perotti?
Are there any other matters?
I didn't hear that vote, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Yes.
Are there any other matters?
I have a comment.
Okay.
It is primary election day. Polls are open until 9 p.m. So please get out and vote.
Okay.
Motion to
Anything
adjourn.
else?
She made a motion.
I didn't hear it.
Motion to adjourn, so we can go vote.
I'll second it.
You weren't
And
quick
the
enough, Jen.
time is 7:21.